So here's today's topic for today's video. The Stampede 4x4 brushless BL-2S. This is the new and improved Stampede 4x4. So, before we get into the video, I just want to say a massive thank you to all 200 some odd subscribers that are, well, here and have subscribed. I can't thank you enough for getting me to the point I am. If I hadn't grown, I mean, any subscribers really, I probably wouldn't still be doing videos. You know, getting more subscribers is kind of what keeps me motivated to do videos. Now, granted, it's not much. I haven't really blown up like some of these other bigger channels, but any little bit helps. So please consider subscribing, leaving a like, commenting, and even sharing if you want, because doing that does help me, know that you actually like these kind of videos and you want me to do more. So if you like these kinds of videos, like, subscribe, comment, share, and that'll tell me you like these kind of videos. So enough of me rambling on about my YouTube channel. I'm going to shut up and we're going to get straight into the video of the review of the new Stampede. Let's get into it. So first, I think we're going to start down here with the tires and suspension. First up, tires. These are the sledgehammer tires, I believe they're called, right? Yep. These are the sledgehammer tires, as you can see. Very thick tread, very big tread, which is a major upgrade over the original Stampede tires, which, they're okay. They're not great, they're not good, they're not bad. So, definitely an upgrade with these tires. A lot more grip, a lot more, just everything basically. One thing I have noticed though, with these bigger tires, there's a lot more road noise. It sounds like a damn truck coming down the road at you at 50 miles an hour, except this doesn't go 50. That's another thing I will get to in a little bit, is the speed. So, moving on to the suspension. Here we have these blue parts here. These are Traxxas' like extreme heavy duty upgrades, as you can see. Caster blocks / hub carriers, they are blue. Shock towers, blue. So it's just supposed to be their more heavy duty, more durable parts. I haven't had an issue with shock towers or these breaking, so I guess it's okay, whatever. So that's that. Still using the basic, I believe they're just regular Traxxas shocks, nothing fancy. They're all plastic construction. They work. They feel pretty good. They're set up pretty well out of the box. If you're planning on really off-roading this / stupid stool, anyways, jumping this a lot, you might want to consider thicker oil, because I have chassis slapped this a good bit when I hit it on jumps. But overall, suspension is pretty good. Just be wary. These shock shafts, they will bend if you land wrong, even just once. I have bent them on the slash, so keep that in mind. They are okay, just be careful with them. So next, I'm going to move on to basically the drivetrain kind of deal. So drivetrain, electrics, that kind of deal. So we got the Traxxas TQ, not TQI, regular TQ, receiver remote. So that's just the real basic, couple channel remote, throttle, steering trim. That's about it. It works. It kind of sucks, but hey, it works. That's that. You got the 2075, I believe it is, plastic gear servo up here. Waterproof. That's kind of the basic servo they put in everything these days. So again, it works. It does the job. Just, it's mediocre. Let's put it that way. Turn this around here so you can see it. We have the all new. Come on. Anyways, we have the all new BL-2S waterproof ESC motor combo from Traxxas. Something new for once from Traxxas, eh? overall, it's a pretty good power system for a beginner. It's got decent power for what it is with the stock gearing. It's not very fast with the stock gearing, though. Stock gearing, it's probably only about 20 to 25. It's really not that fast, but good for beginners. I personally have upgraded the pinion to, I think it was a 15 or a 16 tooth pinion, possibly 17, which did up the gearing a little bit, but in turn, it also upped the top speed to about 28, 30 miles an hour. I have not put a GPS on it yet, but I reckon it's right about the 30 mile an hour mark. So, a bit of an upgrade. So, that's that. Speed controller. It's got your training mode. It's got your different modes, sport, race, all that stuff. Easy set button. You can do everything from one button, which is cool. Low voltage shutoff for lipos, which is a must when you're running lipos. So you also got your Traxxas battery connector, which, you know, it's fine. It works. Not a huge fan, but they work. Whatever. You got a little antenna here for your remote, obviously. Speaking of that, range is, from what I can tell, perfectly fine. I've not had any range issues yet. I've gone 1/8 of a mile, 2/8. You know, it's decently okay, but I haven't really tested it that much, so that's to be determined, I guess you can say. Motor, I feel this motor is a little bit underpowered for the size and weight of this car or truck. It works fine, but once you gear it up like I did, at the lower speeds, it does start to struggle a little bit with cogging and low-end torque. It just doesn't have a lot of it. I believe this is like a 540, 550 can motor size, so it's not big, it's not small compared to my fist. So, you know, it works. It's brushless, hence the name BL-2S, brushless 2S, which is the battery you can use, 2-cell LiPo. And 3300, that is your KV, which is essentially how much RPM per volt. Higher KV, faster the motor spins, which means faster your car goes most of the time. So, anyways, like I was saying, it you know, it's good. Integrated fan, not sure if you saw that. But anyways, once you gear it up, it is a little bit underpowered. I was taking this through the snow, as you can probably tell with all the water in the bottom and there. But I was taking a sucker through the snow these last few days, giving it a good little break-in period and, you know, testing it out. With this bigger pinion, it does struggle. And it eats through batteries, I will tell you that. I have two 5,000 milliamp hour 2-cell batteries, LiPo batteries. It chewed through one of them in about 15 minutes, going full power through the snow. Because this motor really struggles through the snow with these big tires, with it being geared up as well. As soon as you hit the snow, you can hear that motor RPM just drop. I mean, it keeps up decent wheel speed. It still spins these wheels pretty good, kicking the snow. But if you plan on getting this and you ever plan on putting paddle tires on this, I wouldn't recommend it, because this motor just can't really do it too well. Even with these stock tires, it loses a lot of speed. But then again, it's a beginner's car. It's not really made to really be geared up a lot and be bashed with a lot at, you know, the higher speeds. But it handles it. Just be aware, if you do gear it up and if you do run it through the snow or put bigger tires on it, do keep in mind you have to keep an eye on both your motor and your speed controller temperature. Good way to check: put your fingers on there. If you can't hold them there for more than, 2 seconds, it's probably too hot. Same for the speed controller. If you can only keep your finger there for like a second or not even, it's probably too hot. I like to go a maximum, like an absolute highest, at about 170 to 175 degrees. That's the cutoff point for me. I don't go any higher. A good idea would also be to pick up one of those infrared thermometers you can get and just, hit the motor and it'll tell you the temperature. Hit the speed controller, tell you the temperature. Although with the speed controller, you can get a fan plug it in there and mount it on the speed controller. It is the same mount. It is the same fan as the BL-2S systems, so no worries there. Let's talk about these dry shafts, because that's kind of part of the drivetrain after all. Dry shafts, I haven't really had an issue with. Yes, they are plastic, but so far they appear to be holding up okay. But I've only had this for about a few weeks, so time will tell on that. On my 3XL Slash and Rustler, I have broke these plastic dry shafts, but this is nowhere near as powerful as a BL-3S system, so I don't really think you have to worry about that too much. The only things I'd worry about breaking on this is probably if you land wrong, the shocks, they will bend, they might break. These are not very durable in my experience and from what I've heard. Possibly an arm if you land wrong. I haven't broke any yet, so it's kind of a depends on how you land kind of situation here. But you know, that's Traxxas for you. It just really depends how you land. Traxxas is tough, baby. Anyways, the new design is very similar to the Traxxas Haas, which is pretty similar to this, honestly. And we haven't went over the body yet, so here's a good way to get into the body. Speaking of the Haas, body is very similar to the Haas, as you can tell. It's a little dirty. I've been taking it out quite a bit, so that's that. Here's the inside. It's got the clipless mounting and disc mounting system. So all you do is you take that little lip there, line it up with that. This it's hard to do one. There we go. Slide that in. Make sure your body goes in there. And in this little thing there, slide it forward. And you push it down, basically. And then you just clip it in place. Turn it. Good to go. Take it off. Unclip. Up. And pull it off. Pretty much do it with one hand. Sometimes depends, depends how good you are with it. I'm not too good at it because I haven't had these for too long. The Rustler has the similar setup, but it's a little bit more difficult. So that's really nice, not losing body clips. So let's talk price. And is it worth the price? Last time I looked, I believe it was $329.95, I believe, on Traxxas' website. Is it worth it? In my opinion, sure. If you can find it on sale, that'll be even better. But like I said, it is a little bit expensive at $329 or so. I could be wrong. I haven't looked in a while. But you got the heavy-duty upgrade straight out of the box, the shock towers, hub carriers, all that stuff. You do get their new system, which, is fine, I guess. But I do feel for $329, I do feel they could have given you a better servo. And at least like metal linkages, maybe even. Actually, no. Screw the linkages. Better shocks. I do feel at that price point, they could be doing with better shocks, better servo. But even more expensive Traxxas cars come with the same servo, the same shocks. I'm really not surprised. So, honestly, overall, I'd give it probably an 8 out of 10. If you're looking for a relatively budget-friendly car, you get into the hobby, or you have a little kid who's not very good with RCs, just getting into the hobby, or even if you're an adult and you want something that's not too fast and pretty easy to control and downright fun, I have to say it. I like this thing. Its new look is really pretty sleek, modern, and pretty tough and aggressive looking, honestly. So, I would say it is worth it. Just do keep in mind, like I said, the shocks are kind of sucky. And that's basically it for the new Stampede 4x4 brushless system. If you've stuck around this long, I will put in some clips of me driving this and a few pictures from the last few times I've driven it in the snow, just to give you an idea of how it does in the snow. And you will be able to hear how much the motor does bog down in the snow. So, thank you for sticking around if you're still here. And here are some clips. I did forget to show you the transmitter that does come with the car. As you can see, it is just the box standard TQ remote. It's just got steering trim, throttle, steering. That's it. Very basic. Does the job. Pretty good range. I do wish they had went with one of these. This is a TQI transmitter. You put the Bluetooth module in the back and adjust some settings in your car. This has multifunction, which can be used for, well, a bunch of things. This is set up for the Rustler and the Slash I have as a TSM. You got your steering trim, throttle, and a few buttons up there. You can get higher end TQI controllers with a few different switches, so I do wish they had went with one of these instead of one of these, but I guess the price point, you know, I guess you can't really complain. But yeah, there's your transmitter. So yeah.